A forest fire in Whitley County could lead to an arson investigation.
Scammers are targeting small businesses, asking for payment on energy bills.
And a group of Lexington first responders are heading to Louisiana to help victims of terrible flooding.
This is WKYT News at 5:30.
Good evening to you. After some dry days in the bluegrass, strong winds moving through, bringing rain and thunderstorms.
So we begin with WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey with an early look at that forecast. Chris?
Yeah, guys, a lot of the rain so far today has been moderate to locally heavy. Haven't had a whole lot of true thunderstorms. Front to our west, trying to change it up a little bit. Look at your Defender radar network. Notice how we see a lot of green, a lot of orange, and some yellows in there. Then all of a sudden, look at this explosion now of some thunderstorms to the west of the E-Town, Louisville area, back to the northwest of Bowling Green. That's a strong little line of thunderstorms. It's not the biggest in the world, but it's trying to grow up right in front of our eyes, and the potential is there for some high winds right along and just ahead of that line as it slowly works its way into central Kentucky over the next couple of hours. Out ahead of that, it's all about the rain, and it's a heavy rain that is putting down a lot of water, ponding on roadways. Keep that in mind if you're out traveling right now, each and every location that we look at until we get into the bluegrass region, picking up on some of those heavy rains. Right now, a little break in the action northwest of Versailles toward Frankfort and Shelbyville, and there's that line with thunder and lightning now being reported from it from just to the southwest of Covington all the way now to the southwest of Louisville. That will continue to work its way toward the east. Hour by hour future radar showing how quickly that line zips its way into eastern Kentucky over the next 3 or 4 hours, then a little leftover light rains later tonight. Let that loop one more time. By 7, 8 o'clock, has that line right on top of the Lexington Metro. So it's slow right now, but that line is expected to pick up steam, guys, over the next few hours. And as always, we'll be right here to track it for you.
Chris, thank you. That rain is likely helping firefighters in southern Kentucky. The Division of Forestry told us earlier today crews were battling 35 wildfires in several counties, mostly in the southern and eastern part of the state.
Our officer Don flew over a fire in Whitley County, and you'll be able to see hopefully flames moving through that wooded area. WKYT's Victor Puente is in Whitley County, where investigators say arson could be to blame for one of the fires.
This fire has been burning for a few days. The rangers out here say once they get it under control, they plan on starting an investigation because it's possible someone started it. They tell me that's because it began as 2 separate fires near Harps Creek Road. They also say the wind has pushed this fire across several ridges. Today winds here were between 30 to 40 miles an hour. That's caused it to grow. They estimate it's at least 200 acres in size. They've also been keeping an eye on the fire as it got close to some homes. Firefighters dug a fire line to block off 16 of them that could have been in harm's way. They also came back out as they were needed.
Oh, they've been a lot of them traveling, and they had fire trucks up there, you know, guarding people's houses. Yeah.
Once that fire is tamed, rangers tell me they plan on starting an arson investigation because of the way it started.
It started on top of the mountain on 2 separate ridges apart, probably a mile apart. There's 2 sets. It had been lit on this fire, and it made it a very large fire.
The ranger tells me the rain that fell today won't be enough to put this fire out, but it should slow the spread. They said that'll give them some time to rest tonight before they come back out here tomorrow. In Whitley County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Kentucky forestry officials tell us they have at least 35 forest fires they're dealing with across the state. Scammers hoping to catch small business owners juggling several bills are making phone calls saying that they had better pay up on their electric bill or lose their power.
Hillary Thornton talked to one victim who says the scammer sounded very professional and even knew all of her information.
This most recent scam hitting Kentucky Utilities customers is one that a spokesperson says is targeting small businesses. One of those small businesses, Buffalo Trace Veterinary Clinic in Versailles.
Saying that if we didn't pay our electric bill within 30 minutes, then we were going to be disconnected.
Dr. Deetra Bryant, obviously concerned about losing power in her clinic, then called that number.
The KU recording, it sounded just like KU. I pushed the number for billing and payments. She had my exact balance from January and February.
Somehow pulled the audio off our automated system. For us, that's a real concern because now they're getting in and getting into our system and compromising it.
The scammer then explaining how to pay within the 30 minutes and that it must be in cash.
Go to 199 Lexington Street, the CVS pharmacy, and when I got there to call her, she gave me her direct line and extension.
Officials with KU say this is one of the more sophisticated scams they have seen, which is why it is no surprise that the vet clinic here in Versailles was within just minutes of losing $1,000 to the scammers.
My bookkeeper was on the other line talking to KU, found out it was a scam.
Saving them from losing hundreds while an appointment back at her clinic. The only thing Bryant says saved the scammers from being caught.
Really wanted to meet somebody at CVS with some police officers.
In Versailles, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
A spokesperson for KU says, unfortunately, some customers have lost money to the scam. They say they will never threaten to cut services immediately, and if something doesn't seem right, the best thing to do is hang up and call customer service.
A former Central Kentucky police officer is now facing multiple criminal charges. Police say that Ryan Hundley was drunk when he was involved in an off-duty accident in Danville on February 26th. The accident report shows that Hundley admitted to drinking alcohol before the crash. He has since resigned from the Danville Police Department. The grand jury indicted Hundley with assault, wanton endangerment, and driving under the influence. Former state representative Wendell Keith Hall was sentenced to 7 years for bribing a federal mine official. Investigators say Hall paid off mine reclamation officer Kelly Shortridge for favorable treatment, like ignoring violations during inspections of mines owned by Hall. In addition to the sentence, Hall was ordered to pay a $25,000 fine, along with 2 years of supervised release after he serves his time. Shortridge was sentenced to 2 years in prison in January.
A man is dead and another injured after an ATV crash. Our county-by-county coverage at 5:30 begins in Perry County. The crash happened last night on Bart Camp Branch Road in the Delphi community. Police say Michael Akers and Ronnie Shepard were riding on an ATV when it dropped off the left edge of the road and hit a tree. Akers was pronounced dead at the scene, while Shepard suffered minor injuries. State police may be close to finding the cause of a deadly home explosion in Adair County. It happened in January at a home on M. Coomer Road, a few miles outside of Columbia. The explosion led to a fire that killed Mitchell and Lori Coomer, their 1-year-old granddaughter, and family friend Stephen Keltner. State police say they hope to have a ruling on a cause by next week. And a Tennessee man faces attempted murder charges after a fire in Clinton County. The fire happened earlier this month on Old Kentucky Road in Albany. State police say 28-year-old Ricky Lee York of Salina, Tennessee, set the house on fire with 3 people inside. They made it out okay. The house was a total loss. York is charged with attempted murder and arson.
People affected by the recent storms and flooding in Louisiana will soon get some help from a group of Lexington first responders. Last week's flooding caused some of the worst damage in Louisiana since Hurricane Katrina. The group will travel to West Monroe, Louisiana next week, where they'll spend 3 days helping with flood cleanup.
We've experienced this stuff before, whether it's the tornadoes, the ice storms, different things that have happened here that we've, had to reach out to our partners and neighbors.
And the group is accepting donations to take along with them. You can contact them on Facebook at First Responders MC.
Grammy-winning country artist Chris Stapleton is visiting his hometown in Johnson County. Stapleton will put on 2 shows while back home, both free of charge. Stapleton returned to his alma mater, Johnson County High School, to sing for students and staff this afternoon, something many students say is one of their top high school memories.
This is the best memory of high school ever, and probably the best memory I'll ever have.
He's at Johnson Central, by the way. The show started a little before 2 and lasted until students were sent home for the day. Schools released early to prepare for Stapleton's next show.
Coach Matthew Mitchell is hoping Rupp Arena will be packed, just filled tomorrow night with Wildcat fans. The UK Hoops team takes on Washington in the NCAA Tournament Regional. Our good question tonight, how did UK play rounds 1 and 2 at home in Memorial Coliseum and then have the Regional at Rupp? In past years, the NCAA worked to hold the first 2 rounds and the regionals at neutral sites. Then last season, the NCAA changed course and gave the top 16 seeds a chance to play at home. That home court advantage grew even larger for some teams like UK because they were allowed to host a Sweet 16 and Elite 8 games as well. Now, some believe finances and fan attendance are really big factors here. Women's games at home arenas draw larger crowds, but not all women coaches are happy with this arrangement. For example, Michigan State's women's coach says it is something that needs to be looked at. It should not be based just all on money. If we want the experience to be fair and equitable, I think neutral sites would be something, end of quote. Now, in the meantime, UK has a great opportunity to feed off the big blue crowd and perhaps move towards a Final Four appearance. To submit a good question, send an email to goodquestion@WKYT.com.
Driver's licenses in Kentucky are set to get a new price hike. We'll tell you why coming up.
I'm Bill Bryant. Kentucky's new education commissioner says he jumped at the chance to take the job. And state budget negotiations are getting underway this evening in Frankfort. The bottom line is ahead.
And ahead on WKYT News at 6, the latest on this couple, a Lexington native and her husband, still missing after Tuesday's terror attacks in Brussels.
Get WKYT News and weather updates on 104.5 The Cat.
I'm John Morgan. For almost 30 years, we've had the opportunity to help you at one of your most desperate hours. An accident takes seconds to occur, but the injuries, loss of income, and medical bills can last a long time, even a lifetime. Our job is to make sure that your justice compensates you for your pain and suffering and protects your family for the rest of your life. Remember, I'm not just a lawyer, I'm your lawyer. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
What do these women have in common? They are the staff of Ageless Medical Weight Loss. They've lost a combined 1,300 pounds. The team at Ageless will understand your struggles and celebrate your victories. For a medically supervised, affordable weight loss solution, call Ageless today for a free consultation.
What's the most awarded car company of the year? Ranking from top to bottom.
Luxury cars seem like they would be top awarded.
Better be some awards behind what you're paying for, right?
The final answer? Chevy, the most awarded car company 2 years in a row.
Wow, it's like a luxury car.
I was shocked. I mean, it's like, this is Chevy?
Current qualified GM lessees can get a sign-and-drive lease on this Chevy Cruze Limited for around $179 per month.
See your Kentucky Select Chevy dealers.
Of all the things we could do today, a world of wonder would lead the way. For me and you, it's a special day. We'll touch living things, discover even more, a place to play and explore, explore. Just me and you and a whole new world.
See, touch, explore together at Newport Aquarium.
It's that time of year, our annual Bracket Buster event at Adams Buick GMC Truck in Richmond, and we're slamming the competition. Get a new GMC Sierra for just $19,995. Save $8,000. Drive a new GMC Canyon, $299 a month. Save $5,100 on a new GMC Acadia, or save over $11,000 on a new Sierra 4x4. Plus, get the Adams Advantage, a limited lifetime powertrain warranty. Our annual Bracket Buster event is on at Adams Buick GMC Truck in Richmond, where
Sid says sell them.
Kentucky Lottery's Keno, the exciting way to have fun every 5 minutes.
Fueling imagination.
Funding education.
Keep up with the latest news on WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
Kentucky's House and Senate begin negotiations over the state's latest budget.
And a former Republican presidential contender is predicting some bad news for the GOP in November. Bill Bryant has more in today's Bottom Line.
Good evening. Kentucky's new education commissioner is settling into his job and setting some goals for schools and students across the state. Dr. Stephen Pruitt now heads up the state education department. He appeared today for a taping of WKYT's Kentucky Newsmakers. Pruitt outlined his goals for the future. He talked with us about why he jumped at the chance to be the Kentucky education commissioner.
And then I had an opportunity when I was working at the national level to really see how Kentucky, at key moments in history, kind of come together to ensure that they find a way to make lives better for their children. So when the opportunity came around and I had a few people very kindly offer my name up from here in Kentucky to be the new commissioner, how could I say no?
The full interview with Commissioner Pruitt will run on a future edition of Kentucky Newsmakers. In Frankfort, Lexington, State Senator Reggie Thomas, who's a Democrat, says his district will be hit hard if cuts passed by the Senate stand. The Senate budget includes 9% cuts to higher education, which Thomas says could cost the University of Kentucky $60 million. The plan also removes $60 million in bonding for expansion of the Lexington Convention Center. A conference between the House and the Senate to try to work out their differences is getting underway this evening. The League of Women Voters has finalized its plan for a forum featuring the Democratic candidates for Congress in central Kentucky. Nancy Jo Kemper and Jeff Young will be facing off at the Lexington Public Library. That is set for 2 o'clock on Sunday afternoon, April 3rd. The primary is coming up on May 17th. Republican Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina, who was running for president until he dropped out a few months ago, now says the GOP will probably lose the race for the White House. It came after he criticized frontrunner Donald Trump in an interview. And a new nationwide poll shows Democrat Bernie Sanders in a statistical tie with Hillary Clinton. That's the Bloomberg poll that came out today. Bill Bryant, WKYT.
If you often fly domestically, you'll soon need a new license to board a plane. Under a new bill that has passed the Senate and is now moving through the House, Kentuckians would have to pay $48 to renew a license beginning in 2019. You would also need to show your birth certificate and 2 proofs of residency. The new rules complies to the 2005 Federal Real ID Act. The new licenses are optional, but beginning in 2020, anyone without one would need a passport or other acceptable ID to board a domestic flight.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
A lot of rain across the area this afternoon. Heading into the early evening, some thunderstorms will try and join the mix as well. A little look outside with some of our live sky cams. It's a wet look no matter where we look across the area. Frankfort, Jackson, Corbin, and Lexington, everybody with some rain, and those temperatures not too far away from the 60-degree mark. Those March showers, you know what the old saying goes, or the new saying, we just make it up. March showers will bring the April allergies, and that's exactly what's going on with everything just exploding out there now. Speaking of exploding, look at this line of thunderstorms to the west of the Louisville area. It's not a big-time line of thunderstorms, but boy, it's a noisemaker as it rolls its way toward the Interstate 65 corridor, and that hour-by-hour forecast, trying to time that into the Lexington area right around 8 o'clock this evening. Eastern Kentucky, all the rain we had in central Kentucky earlier, that heavy stuff is now swallowing most of eastern Kentucky up with those reds, those yellows, those oranges. That's the heavier rains that will continue to come down. A little break here from the Lake Cumberland area towards Somerset, and that extends a little farther to the north, but another little gusty shower right on top of the good folks into Anderson County over toward Versailles into Woodford County, and that extends to the north toward Georgetown. We will focus, though, on this narrow line of thunderstorms that is right on top of the Louisville area now. May have at least some winds that spike up to 45 or 50 miles per hour. Would not be surprised if we don't see a warning come out of this at some point over the next hour or so. That'll continue to work its way into central Kentucky, and the models through tomorrow morning still trying to pinpoint greater than a half to 1 inch amount here or there into the eastern part of the area. 3-day forecast in terms of your threat track. Tomorrow, morning snowflake? What? Tomorrow afternoon, it gets better, though. Some sunshine around. Saturday, looking really good. Nothing going on. Most of Sunday, your Easter Sunday looks dry right now until we get late in the afternoon and evening. Then we run the risk for a shower or thunderstorm. That line of thunderstorms to the west of us now between 7 and 8 o'clock should be right on top of the Lexington metro. Winds that may gust up 45, 50 miles per hour as that line makes its way through. Then look at tomorrow morning. The numbers are down into the low 30s. Noontime tomorrow, only low 40s. If we can clean the skies up tomorrow afternoon, we'll hit the low 50s. If you keep some clouds, you're going to stay in the mid 40s. How about your Friday evening out on the town? Looks good, albeit chilly. Chilly start to Saturday. Let's flip those numbers around quickly. Watch how the afternoon highs hit the 60s on Saturday afternoon. That Easter Sunday forecast Temperature makes a run towards 70 with a chance for a late day shower thunderstorm. A lot of that comes during the evening hours, so let's plan those Easter egg hunts accordingly and try to get those done early in the day. Middle of next week, temperatures make a run again toward the 70s, guys. I think that's our last hurrah for a while of some mild. First week of April may feature some cold.
But so far, Easter's holding out pretty well most of the day.
Right now looks okay for most of the daylight hours. Again, plan everything toward the first half of the afternoon instead of kind of waiting until deep into the evening.
All right. Good advice. Thank you, Chris.
You bet.
5, look at Lexington rush hour traffic. The wet roads caused some problems this afternoon. Police are still clearing a collision at Manowar and Sir Bart. That's a non-injury crash there. And also one now on the Circle near Winchester Road with 3 cars involved in 1 lane blocked. Drive times, trying to get home this afternoon toward Versailles. No problems past the airport. That's one of our bright spots. Now, Newtown Pike is very slow, so it's going to impact us towards Scott County, but 75 looks good northbound past Ironworks to Georgetown. Now back to you in the studio.
Officer Don, thank you. The Cats will have an open football practice.
It is coming up Saturday morning at the stadium. Offensive coordinator Eddie Grand talks about what he wants to see when the Cats start hitting. And the UK women on the Rupp Arena floor as they get ready for the Sweet 16. Big game tomorrow night. How's Michaela doing? Stay with us. Sports is next.
Want to be part of the new Big Brother? Here's your chance to make this dream come true. Friday, March 25th, WKYT will be holding an open casting call at the Sleep Outfitters in Wood Hills Shopping Center. Think you have what it takes to be HOH? Or can you float your way to the top? This will be your opportunity to show Big Brother your big personality and tell them why you should be on summer's hottest reality show. WKYT presents the Big Brother Casting Call, March 25th from noon until 4 at the Sleep Outfitters in Wood Hills Shopping Center.
Think for a moment. You don't think twice about having your eyes tested, but what about your hearing? Hi, I'm Marcia Mattingly. At Beltone, we've helped thousands of people lead richer, fuller lives by showing them that they can hear the way they should. At Beltone, a free hearing test can determine if you need hearing help. Call now. You have everything to gain. 50 years and 3 generations serving the tri-state with the most trusted name in hearing aids, Beltone.
What truck company do you think offers best-in-class V8 fuel economy, best-in-class V8 horsepower, and best-in-class V8 towing?
Chevy.
I'm going with Ram.
Definitely Ford.
The new 2016 Chevy Silverado offers best-in-class V8 fuel economy, horsepower, and towing.
They're all Chevy.
It's Truck Month. Get a total value of $7,500 on this Silverado All-Star with a 5.3-liter V8. Plus, find your tag and get $1,000 cash allowance on select Silverado models in stock. See your Kentucky Select Chevy dealers.
CareSource, as caring as you. That's healthcare with heart. Visit caresource.com.
Life gets better the older you get, and time becomes more valuable. Time to spend with family, time to try new things, time to have fun. At Kroger, you can have your prescriptions filled while you shop, so it's easy to save money and time with your Kroger pharmacy. And you can get back to the things you love.
It's easy to manage all of your family's prescriptions all online. Order refills, view prescription history, and more. Visit Kroger.com/myprescriptions today.
Make a fast break for great savings now.
Big Blue Nation, it's Paul Miller Ford's Matchup Sales Event. Huge savings on Kentucky's most popular brand. 0% financing for 60 months available or lease for less. New 2015 Ford Focus, lease for only $139 per month on a 36-month lease. New 2016 Ford Fusions, lease for only $169 a month on a 36-month lease. New 2016 Ford F-150s as low as $20,990.
Point, click, drive. PaulMillerFord.com.
It's the right thing to do. What's that?
It's what they do, like lifetime rotation and balancing and free alignment with any new tire.
No free kittens?
Kittens? We could do that?
I hate that guy.
Get WKYT news and weather updates on News Radio 630 WLAP.
The UK women have a Sweet 16 matchup with Washington tomorrow night. Kentucky's practice was at midday in Rupp. Prior to that, the Cats were talking about the game. Christy Thomas was on hand for it all.
Kentucky took the floor today for their final practice before their Sweet 16 matchup tomorrow. There have been a lot of questions about Michaela Epps and whether or not she would be ready to go after a shoulder injury on Monday night. The team's leading scorer said that she may be playing through some pain, but that she would be ready for 7-seed Washington, who has 4 wins over top 25 teams. And Matthew Mitchell says his team will have to be patient on offense.
They'll try to force you into settling for some perimeter shots. And, you know, the teams that take a real large amount of threes against them don't seem to do very well. I mean, we've got to have the patience and the toughness to try to attack their zone and really get the ball in the paint.
I feel like as of now, we're very tough, a tougher team than we was. We're going up and grabbing rebounds with 2 hands. We're winning 50-50 plays when necessary. And we got people being gritty. You know, we're playing a lot harder than we did in the opening of the season. And Coach is right. Tomorrow will be all about toughness. A tougher team will win tomorrow.
This is only the second meeting between the two, with Washington winning their first and only meeting back in 2008. There's an Elite 8 on the line tomorrow at 7 o'clock right here in Rupp Arena. In Lexington, Christy Thomas, WKYT.
All right, just 2 wins away from the Final Four. If the Cats can do it tomorrow night, they would only need one more. 7 o'clock tip-off on ESPN2. Mark Stoops is inviting the fans in for an open practice Saturday morning at Commonwealth Stadium. It will start at 10:30. Stoops may be scrimmaging as part of that practice. Now, the new coaches have been putting in a new offense, and they're anxious to see what the players can do.
I want to see them play. You know, I want to see them play. I want to see that the head coach says, let's put it down, let's go live. You know, who's going to ball up or you know, don't be tight, but play the game now. It should be easier when you do that. I want to see somebody break a tackle. I want to see somebody catch a ball when they have somebody on them, a contested catch. I want to see the quarterback move in the pocket, you know, and not panic and make a play. That's what I look for.
All right, again, that open practice will be Saturday morning at 10:30. NCAA action on WKYT tonight. You will see the games in Louisville. The first one will be at 7:10, Miami against Villanova, and then the nightcap. The Kansas Jayhawks, the #1 overall seed, take on Maryland. Stay with us. We'll continue after the break.